excellence and working at night.
It's in the blood.
Now to grow up watching that, what excuse would I have to do anything halfway? There's no halfway. There's no halfway to excellence, you know.
Right.
So I think I had that very early, and then I used to learn a lot from my peers as well. I think it's really remarkable that Edem had this kind of clarity in vision in terms of he found a parallel between what Eminem did, and I didn't have that kind of clear vision because I sort of was feeling myself. I was a bit of a late bloomer in terms of talent, so I started my musical career after I finished university, even though I was doing music.
You serious?
Yes. So, but it was good because I'd allowed myself to discover who I was.
Right.
So when I made the leap, I was very certain about certain things, and I had a full-time job and I was a full-time musician at the same time, and I could do that because I knew that at some point the transition, and I was very certain. There are certain things that would have come if I was 18, you know, they were not there 3 years later or whatever.
I can imagine a listener listening right now and getting the best of both worlds, because you two are similar but also very different on your journeys, and so the person gets to get that part of you that is very different in the sense that you Edem found it early and then dreamt about pursuing it one day. You found it late, and so the person listening who is finding their talent late can be
encouraged. I didn't find it late. I found the confidence to make the leap late.
Right.
So I found it early, but that confidence to make it's terrifying.
That person in the banquet hall who wants to go into music can be encouraged.
Yeah, no, it is terrifying.
I can imagine that.
It's terrifying, and like you said, you know, and the football players used to be in this situation way back where if you wanted to be in that kind of field, what are you doing? But until they started making a lot of money, right? Now, if your child wants to be a football player, probably pushing them to every academy you can. Right. But it's not quite like that with music, because even though the success stories are few, it seems.
Right.
So it is terrifying, and it is terrifying to also know that you could be rejected by the listeners. And this thing that you think is your life's calling, you might not be that good at it.
Right. So there are responses to what you're seeing from all over the world. I'm going to be picking a few of them. Let me pick one or two, and then when I come back, we will pick some more. So Nana Dazigansa, writing from Kentucky in the US, says, Albert, tell Manifest that I love his music, but I disagree with him about Eminem. That was by Edem.
Yeah. I beg you.
Right. So we'll be picking a few reactions from Facebook, but let me ask you one big question before we settle down to the development of the talent. It's about inspiration. Some people get it at dawn. Some people get it at night. Some people get it walking through the day. Some people are inspired in the traffic. Some people write their songs in the crowded marketplace because the noise of the beach or the noise of the market inspires them. Manifest, when are you the most inspired? When does your inspiration come?
I am most inspired in the mornings. I'm fresh. Everything that has happened before is behind me. The mornings, I had come up with my best ideas. My best songs have been written in the morning.
Right.
Second thing will be the nights, when it's quiet as well.
Do you put your phone off when you're composing?
I don't pay much attention to it. And which drives a lot of people crazy, including my manager. Right. Yes. Because, you know, this conversation has come out quite a bit. I was at Auntie Ama Tedu's, they opened a creative writing center for her at AUCC. And one thing that came up was trying to create space for writing. And it's important. And that's what we don't have a lot. People... There's the business of making music, and then there's the music business. The business of making music is more about your creative side. You're finding that space to be inspired. I come up with ideas throughout the day. Something could spark me. I could be in traffic frustrated. I could be at an outdoor, and then I might save that idea. It's like, this is amusing. That you know, the Invisible song you played, for instance, you know, the second verse was sparked by me driving through a certain road in East Legon one night, but I probably wrote the song the next morning. Right. So inspiration is there.
The spark will come anytime. In the day, but you need the morning to craft it.
Morning, nights. I could write anytime, but I'm most productive in the mornings and then in the nights.
Adam?
I do most of my work at night. That's probably because the whole time when I got to meet Hammer, every session was in the night. So somehow I became a night person. It was also only in the night that you don't have your parents and older siblings sending you around. Go and get charcoal, come back, go and fill the gas, go and do so and so. When you do all that throughout the day and everybody else is asleep, that is when you have the time to be able to create.
There's a scriptural explanation for everything you guys are saying tonight. But let me take a break here and pay some respects to EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. And hey, if you just joined us, this is a mega edition of Springboard, your virtual university. My guests, Manifest and EDEM, trying to help me answer a simple question: why the huge gap between natural talent and world-class skill? And at the end of this show, I'm going to ask them one big question: what is the greatest impediment to a successful career in the arts? I've seen people rise, I've seen people fall. What, in their opinion, is the biggest impediment to success in the arts? But let me pay some respects to EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. And hey, let me tell you about the MasterPass QR. You have no cash in your pocket, no problem. The EcoBank MasterPass QR is the smart new way to pay for goods and services in stores or online using your mobile phone. The EcoBank MasterPass QR is accepted by retail shops, restaurants, market stalls, mechanic shops, corner shops, food vendors, and very soon in Manifest and EDEM's concerts. And it can be used for shopping online as well. Simply scan to pay using the EcoBank mobile banking app on your smartphone. It's safe and secure. Payments have never been so easy. Download the app now on Google Play or App Store and see for yourself. EcoBank is the first to introduce the MasterPass QR in Ghana. For further information, call free on the short code 3225. Airtel, MTN, and Vodafone lines only, or visit ecobank.com. EcoBank definitely is the Pan-African Bank. Matthew, can you line up one more song from Manifest for me so that I can celebrate my uncle Victor Odonko celebrating his 60th birthday this week? He's been absolutely fantastic. Very, very good to me when I was in secondary school. Do you have an uncle that used to go to and collect his money, tell him a story and collect his money whenever I went to boarding house?
All my uncles have those stories.
All right, so when was
they are all generous.
When I was in commercial bank, I'll tell the man a story and collect his money and go to boarding house. 60 years old Uncle Victor Odonko. Your wife Josephine Adobia also celebrated 60 not too long ago. And tonight is a talent development night, and I get the privilege of hosting two musical icons, EDEM and Manifest, helping me understand why the huge gap between some natural talents and the world-class skills that we have. I have in my studio a collection of several awards, diverse local and international awards. Put the two together and you could fill a basket full of awards. But there are some people who are hustling out there. You have the talent, you have the ability, but nobody knows you. I was telling them off air that I met a man in New Ebrim who had written 7,000 songs. Like, I watched 7,000 songs. The man had written 7,000 songs, but he was broke. And he was saying, Charlie, nobody knows me and I have 7,000 songs. How do you move from having a natural talent to having a world-class skill celebrated across the world? And that is the question that I'm asking my guests to help me answer. Charlie, Edem, do you have any advice for the man in New April? The man with the 7,000 songs. Do you have advice for him?
Yes, I do. The simple thing I'll say is that he has to find out if what he's doing is in tune with time,
right,
or ahead of his time. He should ask himself if what he's doing works with the demographics where he finds himself or not. These two things will help him make an informed decision.
Charlie, Manifest, the man is a teacher, and he says he has 7,000 songs.
How old do you estimate he was?
He was quite old. He was probably in his 40s.
Okay.
Right. He didn't look like a performing artist. I thought he should be selling, but is there an option for selling music?
Well,
if it's good.
If it's good, there's always the option of selling music, but where is the question? I think there's not much of a songwriter infrastructure in Ghana. You might write songs for people and have no benefits unless you're actually actively working with them in some kind of business arrangement, as in maybe you're a producer and then there's an artist and you write their songs for them, so you have like 50-50 split. But in Ghana, a lot of people are writing songs for people and it plays on radio, and we don't get any royalties. The infrastructure is broken when it comes
Like
to. I've never received a single cent for my music being played on radio in Ghana.
Right.
In the last 5 years. So somebody like that who is not a performing artist and write songs that they could shop and give to other people, I don't see a great business model in Ghana for him. So I don't know what he's writing, what kind of songs he's writing, but maybe Ghana is no way he should be selling the songs.
Right.
The world is a big place.
It's a conversation we should keep having.
Yeah.
And for an industry to grow, we must have different models. There are people out there who just write, they don't
Yeah,
perform.
exactly.
And they write so well that people buy these songs. And listen, they are ghost writers. You would never know who even wrote the song. But hey, they get paid good money, so they don't care if you don't know who they wrote. Let's talk about.
I mean, before the one quick thing, I'll give him one thing to his credit. I mean, if he has indeed written that many songs, he's done one thing that is necessary. It's like practice and hard and consistency in doing your thing is how you get to greatness in whatever you're doing. Malcolm Gladwell says 10,000 hours mastery, and other people say deliberate practice. All these other theories, but he's fulfilled that aspect of it.
Persistence.
So, yeah.
Charlie, one day I'll bring that man to my studio. Maybe he will break through one day, and then we'll talk about it and say, "Wow, it happened." Let's talk about the development. And so, hey, let's say that you got to a stage where you found out, this is who I am, this is what I have. I found myself, I found my gift. Let's talk about the developmental journey. What kinds of preparation? You mentioned the 10,000 hours and so on. What kind of preparation, what kind of information would you require to excel in your craft? How many hours do you spend? What do you do to perfect the craft? Let me start from here then.
All right, so I'm just going to say a couple of things that I listed quickly, and anybody listening should take note. When you find your talent, then you have to find a coach.
Right.
Then you have to study your craft.
Right.
Then you have to practice. Then you have to try and get attention, and then you have to build. This is the overview I have.
Run it by me again. Find a coach.
When you find the talent,
find your talent.
Yeah. Then you find a coach.
Right.
Then you study your craft.
Right.
Then you practice your craft.
Practice your craft.
Then you try to get attention, and then you build a network.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, finding a coach means you have to find an expert, somebody who you feel knows where you want to get to. The person has gotten there already. It can be in person, or it can be virtual. It can be somebody you listen to. It can be somebody's album you listen to, or you followed his entire catalog of albums. And when I say study your craft, you have to begin to read. You have to learn. If it is hip hop, you have to learn who were the greats.
So do you read about your craft? About
Yes,
music?
yes. I remember back in the day, when I'm from the studio and I leave Hammer, I'll go on the internet and I'll go to all the artists, their websites. I listen to their songs. I watch their interviews. I go to Rhyme Rater. I read hip hop history, and I'm trying to find out what this thing is about. What
does every artist do this?
I don't know.
Politically correct.
Yes, I don't know.
Let me help him out. No. this is the reason for sometimes the mediocrity here is because people are in love with the results and not the process.
Right. You know? Right. So give me an insight into the process. Edem says just do 6 things: find your talent, find a coach, study your craft, practice that craft, get the attention of the market or the players, and then build your network. Is there an angle you want to bring to this discussion?
Yeah, I mean, I think what Edem said is very smart, and I wish somebody told me these steps. I could have shortcuts my way into whatever. But I'll tell you this: I have nothing to prescribe per se. What I'll begin is to tell you that there's no formula. You have to realize there is no formula. Some people put out one song and it's a hit. Some people spend an eternity, like the guy who did Bobby McFerrin, Don't Worry, Be Happy. He'd been a musician for years, maybe a decade or two, and then he stumbled up. He had his tipping point with that Don't Worry, Be Happy, and then everything changed. There's no formula, but there's certain things that I know in my experience, which you have to fully commit to your work. There's no
but that's a formula actually.
This is my experience. That's one. And then another thing Adam said, which is absolutely true. You have to expand your network. You know, there's a requisite investment of time and money needed.
Right.
And without a network, how are you going to achieve that? You could be so talented, but without that, unless then you're gambling with your career. You're hoping for that 0.0001% that maybe goes on YouTube and it'll come viral. A lot of these things are orchestrated. So I know there's that. I think maybe two other things, or one other thing with that is that you have to realize that nothing is promised. And when you realize that nothing is promised, you will not be entitled. You have no sense of entitlement, and you keep on with part one, fully commit to your work and go. Me, I find my inspiration when it comes to these kind of, from a lot of sports players. Michael Jordan, Messi, all these greats. If you ever listen to their interviews and what they talk about, what you say, that persistence, that drive that doesn't shut down in the morning or at night. And they asked Michael Jordan, did you have a fear of failure? He said he thought of it, and what did he say? He said something about when you have a work ethic, why would you fear failure? Because basically he's gone through all the different scenarios in practice. He does, and so when different moments come, he just embraces it, and I think that there's something to be said about that. And when you know nothing is promised, you have that thing where you're going because you don't feel entitled. You know nothing is promised. Like the music industry is very fickle. Yeah.
So I think that where Manifest said, if you know nothing is promised, it hit me because for me, my nothing was promised moment was when my mom and dad passed away, and I was trying to figure out where I could put myself back in school. So with that, my only way out was, let me pull this music out because I know I have it, and then when I get the money, I'll be able to pay my fees. So
the music pay your fees?
Yes. So there was no way I was going to ever stop. There was no way I was going to ever say I want to back down, because I know that there was nobody else to pay the fees. And so what he's saying has captured the circumstance I'm talking about for me in my head right here.
How old were you then?
This was when I finished senior high, so I was between 17, thereabout.
Right, 21 minutes to the hour of 8 in my studio, EDEM and Manifest. We're talking talent, we're talking development, we're talking pursuit, we're talking awards, we're talking sacrifice. And you've learned a few things that at least you can write a book on, probably. Find your talent, find a coach, study your craft, practice your craft, get attention, and build your network. And please remember that you get to be committed to your work. And remember, nothing is promised, so don't have a sense of entitlement. Nobody owes you nothing. And those are the words of EDEM and Manifest combined. 20 minutes to the hour of 8 o'clock. I'm opening the phone lines in 1 minute so you can hang out with my guests virtually. Call them in the show. Let's talk. Let's find out what you think. Let's find out what you think about the gap between natural talent and world-class skill. But let's get some comments. Let's get some comments from the dashboard. Carol Anand, the CEO of New Times, says that the gap between natural talent and world-class skill is bridged by a deliberate effort to update the knowledge so as to perfect the skills. Stephen Boyd says knowledge of the power of technology and leveraging it appropriately for growth and excellence. Manifest, do you use a lot of technology in your preparation and work? Do you?
Oh, technology has been amazing to me, both in creating music and in marketing the music.
Right.
Those days you needed to go to some big studio with some big mixing board and they overcharge you. Now with technology, I recorded my first 3 albums and mixed them myself.
Right.
In my home studio, basically using Pro Tools and a small, Digi 01 box. So technology has been an equalizer.
Wow.
Yeah.
So talk about technology. Listen, I have in the studio here like 7 cameras, and they are all just phones, phones on tripods directed by the registrar. And so we are streaming live on different platforms on all your pages and on Facebook Live, Periscope, just by the power of technology enabled by ordinary people with phones. And it's just amazing how simple life can be when we understand how this game is played. Somebody says M-Diggity all day. How do you pronounce that word again?
M-Diggity.
M-Diggity. I need to go for some voice training.
M-Diggity. So it's like M-Diggity.
Diggity.
Just cool. we are purveyors of cool.
All right. Sylvester Nyomi says, amazing show, amazing people, M. Diggity, Invisible is just an amazing song. Edem, God bless you, right?
Bless you too.
So Kofi Dom writing from America says, it first begins in the mind, Albert. When a group of people come together with the ultimate purpose of thinking critically to uplift, develop, and promote themselves, and visualize the majority of people they can give services to. That's what takes a little talent onto the world-class stage. And Edem, you articulated that point very well about starting out and really seeking to have a mission to touch our world. It is 18 minutes to the hour of 8 o'clock. The number to call right now, 030-221-6541. Speak to Edem, speak to Manifest. Tell them what you think. And in the song Invisible, I heard about Kayayu, I heard about switching gears on this. So the lyrics, how do you combine so many things in your... You wrote Invisible, Manifest.
Yes,
right?
So I write all my own songs.
So you talk about the Kayayu, they talk about the Invisible, they talk about switching gears.
Yeah.
You talk about East Legon. What does East Legon have to do with the Kayayu and the switching sticks?
No, we didn't get to that verse. There's a peculiar place in East Legon that a lot of us pass by, and you notice a lot of people there, but they are essentially invisible to the mainstream,
right?
Whatever, but they exist. Right. And everybody has felt invisible at some point. So it just sparked something in me. But with me, I think...
let me pause and take a call from Tom Brown from Teman. Tom Brown, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Uncle Albert.
How are you, Tom?
Thank you, and yourself?
Excellent. I'm enjoying Manifest and EDEM in the studio. So your contribution or question, please.
It's more of a question. And thank you very much for bringing EDEM and then Manifest to the studio. Manifest is a very good friend of mine, a fan. I helped him sell his CDs back in A&C Mall.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes. Yes, he's very, very calm person. My question goes to Edem. In 2009, he was being interviewed by Bolare, and Bolare asked him what he wants to do with the music. He said that he wants to be a hip-hopreneur in the next few years to come. And now, how has the whole experience been for him? And then what does he see in the next years to come?
Thank you, Tom Brown. I'll ask him that question. I have Raphael on the line from Angloga. So let me take Raphael from Angloga, and then we will answer the question about hip-hopreneur. Right. Raphael, good evening.
Evening, sir. How are you?
Excellent. I'm learning from two grades, so I am good. Tell me your question or contribution, Raphael.
Yeah, I just want to give a thumbs up to Manifest and EDEM. I love their art. I love their craft. M. Diggity, what's up?
What's up? What's up? I'm glad you're showing Albert how to say it.
Don't be surprised that I'll end the show and still don't know how to say it.
You're not going to call about in my main playlist right now. They listen to them every day. EDEM, the full challenge.
Hey,
I say thumbs up to you guys. You guys are doing well. My top best artists in Ghana, the two of you are the top. I don't know who is first, I don't know who is second, but the two of you are there. I love you guys. I'll keep it up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raphael from Angloga. I have Kofi from Adabaka. Kofi, good evening.
Good evening, Albert. How are you?
Excellent. And you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. And congratulations to Manifest and EDEM, and thank you for bringing them to the studio. Mine is a question, I think, to Manifest, because I've never heard EDEM on this issue about, how do you call it, the beef, picking up a beef with another artist. Is it a publicity stunt or is it an actual beef? I want to know. If it's an actual beef, why would they come to the limelight with it? And they have music to resolve it. If it is not, and it's a publicity stunt, I want to be educated on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'll ask him that question for you and have Nanamo from Osu. Nanamo, good evening. Your question or contribution? Good evening, sir. Your question or contribution, please.
Yeah, I'm saying, let's say 2 decades ago, the elders, our parents, did a great disservice to us. A lot of talents were put on the shelf, like our area. Let's say football, for instance. When you're playing football, you are deemed to be, let me say, Kobolo. That's the word they use. You are a Kobolo for exploring your talent. And a lot of people, our generation, suffered a lot because everybody had to go to school. But from what I'm hearing, school isn't the solution. Yeah, the talent is what is paving ways for a lot of people.
So, Nana, your question, please.
Have you learned from our parents' mistake? That's my question.
Thank you very much, Nana. But let me just throw in the fact that the two people that you have in the studio are very well educated and able to combine education and their talent development as well. But let me go to Stephen to close us. Stephen from Mankesim. Stephen, good evening.
Good evening, Reverend.
You are the mayor of the Republic of Mankesim. Stephen, your contribution, please.
Well, I think that hard work makes a lot of difference between Cristiano Ronaldo of Madrid and Wayne Rooney of Manchester United. Wayne Rooney used to work hard, and Cristiano Ronaldo work hard. So the difference has been made clear in terms of what they do on the field of play. And my question to your beef with Sarkodie, was it publicity stance or what? I'd like to know.
Thank you very much. So let me come back into the studio. Everybody wants to know about you and Sark. Let me start with Tom Brown. Tom Brown's question about hip hop Renee.
Yes.
How far are you on that journey? Is this something you're still pursuing?
Yes, so when Bulare interviewed me, I spoke about the fact that the new generation of artists, we are going to be hip-hopreneurs, which means we are going to do music and use the music to impact people just beyond the music.
Right.
And so...
And make a living out of it.
Yes, and
right.
So we are doing a lot of things in that light.
You were paying school fees then, so you knew what...
We're doing a lot of things in that light. I talk very little about it, but I'm telling the guy that yes, we are into selling of Timberlands. The guy should take these names and lock them down. You should take Water Farm. You should take Pepperdam. You should take Nesha Malt. And in the next couple of years, you're going to see a lot of things flying around. So we are doing it. It's not about saying it all the time.
Right. Are you living your dream?
No, nowhere close to living my dream. No, nowhere close.
What's left?
I think a lot of things to be able to get to the level where I can affect people and their families without having the support of anybody. Get to the level where I can be able to change people's lives by creating and giving them opportunities. I think when I get to that level of fulfillment, I will really be accomplished.
I must say I'm very impressed with the number of artists in your group that have interests that go beyond profit for their pockets, and it's just quite encouraging that many of you have projects that are social developmental projects in addition to your hip hoppreneurship. But let me go to you, Manifest. The big question everybody wants answered. Is it a big question for you?
No, it's not a big question.
Right, I can see you're very relaxed about it. I mean, the look on your face is almost like nonchalant. What's the big deal?
Yeah, no, because no, we're cool, but now here cool.
And they go, and they come.
And they go, and they come.
What's this beef with? What's this question about?
Such a, okay. I guess rewind, but I think music and art, similar to sports, can be quite competitive.
Right.
And especially music of young people that has hip hop in it is definitely competitive and also quite, we are okay to air our views. Right. And if you say something, I'll come back and say something, and it's fine. Sometimes it's just different. Everybody is allowed to air their perspectives. It's not that there's not a personal. We don't have any personal problems. So nobody stole anybody's money or anything of sorts, but I think sometimes when people define their opinion about something, they just add them. It's not really that serious, I think. And it's so 2016. I can't even remember. I don't know how people remember that in 2017.
Have you moved on?
Oh, way past on.
Are you two buddies?
Buddies? No. Buddies. Edem is my buddy, and you've never heard me do a song with Edem, but I actually go to his house, all these things. A lot of people in music are just my musical comrades. When we see each other, we have a good conversation. A lot of people, and we catch up, we you know, life is too short for small talk, so we say some significant things to each other and we keep it moving. A lot of my friends are not even in music, which is also useful for me because I get perspectives of people, whether they are architects or whatever, and it helps feed you. So I have a lot of acquaintances in music. I don't have a lot of friends per se.
Are you enjoying life?
Am I enjoying life? Sometimes more than others. I think sometimes when you have this big ambition, it can drive you every day, but it can also drive you crazy because you know there's so much more you want to do and achieve. Sometimes when I'm out playing shows in different places, I'm like, wow, okay, I'm doing this. I couldn't have imagined, 10 years ago that I would have gone to this many countries to play shows. So that there's some form of fulfillment in that. But then other days I'm so eager for the next steps to come soon and for things to get bigger and then my frustrations, and then I go to the studio and then I start making songs.
And then you channel the frustration to the next song. Let me end with a question on faith. I could ask you 1,000 questions. You guys, believe me, I mean, I could talk to you the whole 2 hours and still time will keep flying. But let me ask you my last question on faith. How big is faith in your life? How important is your personal faith and your personal principles? I mean, do you sometimes have to say no to something because of your belief system? Let me start with you.
Yes, and for me, it's quite important because I've met a lot of, or along the way there were a lot of things that were supposed to throw me off. I'm not going to mention the artist's name, but this is one of the most respected artists in the country. When I was coming up in 2007, we're sitting across the table and Hammer was trying to play some of my music to him, and he had a lot of error, and he told Hammer, I think you're making a big mistake because this is never going to see daylight. And in 2007 I went into my hotel room, we're at Chance's Hotel, and I said I'm going to prove this guy wrong in my head. And then at another point, another person who is really, really huge, very influential musically still in the country, Hammer wanted a location somewhere Trasacco for my video, and he told Hammer, why are you wasting your time? This is the wrong person to use for a comeback because nobody will want to listen to him. And each time the information got to me, I felt very strengthened because this is what I always tell myself. The same feeling you get when you're scared sometimes is the same feeling you get when you're happy somehow. So it's always adrenaline. Yes, it's always about how you channel it. And so
how do you respond? How does faith help you respond? Briefly, just in a minute.
Well, I'm most of the time calm about things like that, but I'm always within I immediately fight it off mentally.
Do you pray?
Yes, I pray not about what the person said, but I pray about what I want to do and where I want to go and hope. And on this note, I'm going to say, hey, thank you to Pastor Bedikobi. You said a few things at the beginning of the year, and it is manifesting and
it's manifesting.
Is it M. So thank you to you, spiritual father, always. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Right. So you go to church on Sundays?
Yes, today I didn't go to church.
Okay, so bring your tithe. I'll take it to your pastor.
That's the only one.
Hey, big up to Selikem and Mrs. Hotel. You guys are listening.
Right. Right. Let me end with you. Manifest on the issue of faith. How big is faith in your life?
I think
your personal faith and values.
To take this kind of journey as a creative, you need a certain level of faith and a certain level of being able to have unshakable faith in your mission. Like Edem is saying, regardless of how people think. And I think for me it's more important also for me to have certain values, not to even hide under the cloak of, be going around saying, hey, I'm in this church or whatever, but rather the values show fairness, transparency, integrity. And then so that in my work, in the legacy I leave, it goes beyond he did a lot for himself. He was able to go and whatever, but it's based on certain principles that I had before anybody knew who I was. You know what I mean? So the values and those human values and having unshakable faith in what my mission is supposed to be and what my calling is very important.
Right.
And it goes beyond any kind of superficial faith relationship, you know.
Right. So it must be authentic.
Oh, it has to be authentic.
Right. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much, EDEM. Thank you so much, Manifest.
Thank you so
the
much.
hour has flown by like no man's business. Let me give you half a minute to give a shout out to somebody, and I'll end with EDEM's song. EDEM, I played Manifest song in the middle, so I'll play EDEM's song to close.
All right. So if you're listening to Manifest and I, keep this for the rest of your life. I call it clump. And clump means your concept, your lyrics, your attitude, your music, your performance. These are the key things. You're going to need it always. It is clump, C-L-A-M-P. Your concept, your lyrics, your attitude, your music, your performance. If you're an upcoming person, stay strapped with all these things and keep it moving. Yes, a big shout out to my family, Mr. and Mrs. Osakra, listening right now. My wife is listening. Congratulations, Congratulations, Phlegmatic. You got married yesterday. We weren't around, but God bless your union. And we're expecting the baby.
No pressure.
You want to sign off for us?
Yeah, congratulations, Trig. Thank you to everybody who listened. Thank you for having us. It was great, and your audience are quite thoughtful and it was thought-provoking. And I hope these conversations will continue, and hopefully we give you something. Big shout outs to my mother who's listening and is a big fan
and
of
watching.
the show and watching.
Right.
You know, the one and only, you know, Priscilla Nana Ketia, Pastor.
Doctor. The Reverend Doctor.
She's my only shout outs, man. Much love.
Right. Let me end with Dr. Joyce Ayi and wish you a happy birthday for tomorrow. Let's close with a song by EDEM. And I want to say a big thank you to you. Your comments were so many I couldn't read them. But hey, catch this one live on Facebook and enjoy it. Please play the song from EDEM.
Pray for me.
Sir, Matthew, which style is free?
Ride with me. And I promise I'll die for you. Oh baby, pray for me. And I promise I'll die for you.
All right, so coming up next, a Walk with Jesus by Pastor Atuakwa, and the talk is about prophecies and their principles, straight jacket or not. Our guest, Prophet Raindop Odro JB, General Overseer of God's Crown Chapel, and then the Prophet William and Samuel Addison of Eagle House